now I'm moving. And he's like, why are you doing it so early? Like, why do you care? Isn't this what you wanted?
My immediate reaction is, in my heart, was good. This will be good for Meri. But I never tell Meri what's going on in my heart anymore. It's not actually safe.
Sister Wives clues Kody Brown planned Coyote Pass land grab early. I will explain everything. Watch this video until end. Hey lovely viewers. Welcome to my update gossip channel. Sister Wives fans realized a long time ago that purchasing Coyote Pass was a ridiculous move for Kody Brown and the family to make. As season 19 continues, the family realizes the deadline to pay it all off is rapidly approaching. Of course, a lot of the drama stems from Kody insisting he doesn't have enough money to pay it all. Janelle scrambles to lawyer up and warns Meri to do the same. Did Kody actually plan this entire financial mess from the beginning? Sister Wives fans can clearly see Kody Brown builds his entire life around Robyn. But did he actually plan to greedily snatch all of Coyote Pass right from the start? Why didn't Kody put Meri and Janelle, along with him and Robyn, on the piece of property that Christine agreed to give back to the family, not just him and Robyn? A Sister Wives viewer asked on Reddit. I am really thinking Kody is trying to hide assets and make it harder on Meri and Janelle to fight it. Curious to see if he went down there to change the names on the plot of land without Meri and Janelle knowing. The op went on to say that they believe Kody is making it harder for Meri and Janelle to get their fair share on purpose. They think he's hoping they will just give up and walk away. Naturally, legal battles and property division aren't at all simple. But other Redditors thought the op might be onto something. Kody believes that his wife's money and assets are his money and assets. At one time the family pot was shared by the family and dipped into at different times for the wives. Slowly it shifted to Kody building a legacy for himself and Robyn. I imagine Kody blew a gasket when he realized Christine was going to sell her home and gasped, keep her money for her own family as she left. Because Kody has allowed narcissism, pride and an overinflated ego to spitefully drive everyone away from him apart from Robyn, who weakly placates him, or master manipulates. I can't decide which it is. Kody is so self-absorbed he doesn't care about the OG3 or really any of his kids with them, so he's not going to care about rightfully sharing what's the whole family's. I think this is an example of how much polygamy does absolutely nothing to protect the interests of the women or children. Meri Brown spoke with Kody Brown and Robyn Brown about her move to Utah in a preview for the upcoming episode of Sister Wives. In the clip from the Sunday, November 17th episode, Meri was confused by her estranged husband's reaction to the move. I'm going to be moving in a couple weeks, Meri, 53, said. Kody, 55, replied, why so early? In a confessional, Meri explained her confusion. I don't understand Kody, she told producers. He's done everything in his power to push me away for the past decade. And now I'm moving and he's like, why are you doing it so early? Why do you care? Isn't this what you wanted? Kody hinted in his own confessional that his outward reaction to Meri's decision to move wasn't exactly genuine. My immediate reaction, in my heart, was this will be good for Meri, he explained. But I never tell Meri what's going on in my heart anymore. It's not actually safe. When Robyn, 46, pointed out that she kept hearing Meri would be moving in June or July, the former inn owner said, well, it's not June or July. My lease is up at the end of June. I just want to get it done before that. Anyway, I was just wondering if you'd be willing to help me load some stuff. Kody agreed to help and then Meri joked, call it my severance package. Although Kody and Robyn both chuckled, he admitted to being confused by the comment. It's a weird space with the severance package thing because I don't know if this is passive-aggressive or if it's just aggressive or if it's a joke, he said in a confessional. I don't know, and I haven't known my whole marriage. Meri explained the quip, telling cameras, I failed to ask for alimony when we got the legal divorce in 2014, so I'm kind of out on that. So I put 30 years into this. Like, help me move and get out of here. Then we'll just be good to go. We'll call it even, I guess. Meri and Kody legally married in 1990 and stayed spiritually married when he divorced her to legally wed Robyn in 2014. However, they announced their split in January 2023. Meri moved to Utah to run her clothing company and Lizzie's Heritage Inn in April 2023. Earlier this year, it was in the spring, I decided I just needed to move and get up there, Meri explained to Janelle Brown on the November 10th episode of Sister Wives. It's just a lot of back and forth. She had previously been splitting her time between Arizona and Utah. In August, Meri revealed that she was shutting down the bed and breakfast for regular visits in order to complete renovations on the 154-year-old home. At this point, I don't know how long it will be closed, she wrote on the inn's Facebook page. I suppose that all depends on what ends up happening as we go through the process. We will still have special events where you can come see the home, so be sure to pay attention to the website for that info. Sister Wives star Kody Brown opened up about his feelings regarding his daughter Gwendolyn Brown's sexuality in a recent episode of the popular TLC reality show. I had no problem with Gwen marrying a woman, Kody, 55, said during the November 10th Sister Wives episode. Gwendolyn came out, but she wasn't as articulate about it, and she talked about how she, was attracted to both sexes. The dad of 18 continued, and I specifically had an experience where God said, as God said, I judge, and he told me, and you love. That's how I live if I can. Several members of the Brown family came together to celebrate Gwendolyn's engagement during the episode. Her mom, Christine Brown, also gushed about her daughter and her now wife, Beatrice Queiroz. Gwendolyn and Bea are now engaged. Bea's cool, really sweet, Christine, 52, told the cameras. She then went on to recall how Gwendolyn, 23, came out to her family. We lived in Flagstaff when Gwen told us she was gay. Look, we all knew, but to see Gwendolyn's eyes just light up around Bea, and Gwendolyn is so comfortable around her, Christine explained. They're just cute together. So cute, it's always such a relief when your child finds their person. While Kody might not have a problem with his daughter's sexuality, the Sister Wives star wasn't necessarily a fan of everything that went down at Gwendolyn and Bea's engagement party. The women had a tattoo station set up where attendees could get ink there on the spot. 20 years ago, when Gwendolyn was just like a baby, I never imagined I was going to be at a tattoo party for a wedding engagement party, Kody said. I don't have a problem with tattoos, but I have a tattoo phobia. Christine, on the other hand, said that Kody hated tattoos, and was physically repulsed by him. However, Christine and her now husband, David Woolley, were happy to take part in the action. She and David, 60, opted for the Celtic symbol. For new beginnings, even though they had only dated for 2 months at that point. Gwendolyn and Beatrice, 24, began dating in 2022, and they went Instagram official after being together for just 2 months. Gwen shared some photos of her and Bea's road trip to Disneyland in June 2022. Barely 2 months into dating and we went on our first trip together to Disneyland, woot woot, Gwendolyn wrote alongside a carousel of pictures. After a 7-month whirlwind romance, Gwendolyn announced that she and Bea were engaged. They officially tied the knot in July 2023, but Gwendolyn had previously revealed that Kody wouldn't be walking her down the aisle on her big day. Instead, she considered having one of her brothers do the honors. I was thinking of just walking myself down the aisle, but now that I'm actually thinking about it, that's actually kind of adorable, she said in a YouTube Q&A in April 2023. So I'm definitely gonna consider, 'cause that's so cute having my brother. Sister Wives Robyn Brown gives an interview with US Weekly. Undoubtedly, this is going to be an emotional interview. True to her fan-given nickname, Sobbin' Robyn is already crying. Like several of the other interviews, Us Weekly conducts with the Sister Wives, the topic of conversation begins with the drama between Kody and Meri Brown. Robyn Brown gives her thoughts on the Meri catfish scandal. To begin the interview, Christina Garibaldi asks for Robyn's thoughts on the Meri catfish scandal. Robyn doesn't hesitate to share that she saw a significant change, and it was difficult to watch. However, she doesn't know if it really affected anyone else's relationship with Kody. Additionally, she shares that Kody was going through a rough time. Interestingly enough, it doesn't seem like Robyn's relationship was affected in the way that most people would think. What was hard for me was Meri was no longer reachable for me, shares Robyn. She reiterates, that's what was hard for her. Despite what Sister Wives viewers think, Robyn says, Meri and I were always very close. However, it seems like things are on the mend for Robyn and Meri Brown. Robyn shares that it's taken a couple of years for Meri to feel safe around her again. Notably, from the sounds of it, this isn't because of anything that Robyn did. Robyn explains that Meri was just in a really dark place. Additionally, Robyn wasn't the only relationship with Meri that suffered. She blocked a lot of people out, says Robyn. Ultimately, Robyn appreciates that Meri is able to be open with her again. As far as Robyn's thoughts towards Meri's catfish situation go, she recounts how she felt when she found out what was going on. Once she found out what was going on with Meri, she thought, if that's all it is, then we can get through this. This is seemingly a different side of Robyn that Sister Wives fans aren't used to seeing. When it comes to Kody and Meri's relationship, Robyn says, I do whatever I can to be supportive of healing that relationship. Garibaldi brings up how it seems like Meri is fighting for the relationship in the upcoming episode of Sister Wives. Robyn's response is heartwarming. She says, I believe that miracles can happen in relationships. However, she also says that, you can fix anything in a relationship that's broken if you try hard enough. Sister Wives Robyn Brown recently gave a series of exclusive interviews with Us Weekly. In these interviews, she speaks with Christina Garibaldi. Robyn gets emotional as she discusses how her relationship with Meri has changed over the years, in an earlier interview. In this interview, Robyn confirms something that viewers have been digging on her about a lot lately. I can't say guilty, because I'm not the one making the choices. But at the same time, I definitely do feel bad, is the opening statement from Sister Wives Robyn Brown in her most recent interview. Assumably, she's talking about how much time Kody Brown spends at her house during the coronavirus pandemic. It's made the whole family experience really hard. Unlike other interviews with Garibaldi, this time the Us Weekly correspondent wants details about what the quarantine experience was like for Robyn. Usually, she wants nothing but information about what is going on with Kody and Meri. Robyn explains that she was feeling bad about what was going on as far as Kody's time during quarantine. She even admits that, this is not right. This is not fair. However, she goes on to shine some light on one major choice in her life. I chose this lifestyle for a reason. And when things are out of whack, it bothers me. When things are not right, it bothers me. So, it sounds safe to say another wife wouldn't fit in under Kody Brown's circumstances today. Sister Wives question number 3. What's the schedule? This question is obviously about sleeping arrangements. So, before getting too elaborate, Kody said the fans just want to know that all his wives' needs are met. Well, that might sound good, but folks on social media don't seem all that worried about the wives' needs. This is the question they spent the majority of the time on while doing this Sister Wives interview. Kody doesn't have a schedule written down anywhere. He just flows from one wife to another. He makes adjustments for certain events like birthdays. But when they started to talk about the schedule, Robyn said, we're not even obsessed with the schedule. Then Meri adds, why is everybody else? Kody offered a comeback for that one. He cut them off and said that some of the wives became obsessed with the schedule. But he didn't mention any names. Although Robyn's reaction seemed to suggest she may know who he means. Janelle said their shared husband is very fair with the time he spends. But when the word schedule first popped up, the wives scowled as if it was a topic they didn't want to discuss. However, the fan did admit that Meri was in the wrong for not telling Kody. However, they said, communication is a two-way street, adding that he should be talking to his daughter. Sister Wives Kody Brown shares some insight into one of his family traditions on Twitter. With 18 kids, it may be hard to imagine, but birthdays area a big deal to the polygamous father. Area a big deal to the polygamous father. Keep reading to find out Kody Brown's thoughts on birthdays. Kody Brown explains, big deal birthdays. While tweeting along with the most recent episode of Sister Wives, Kody Brown shares some insight into one of his family traditions. "We have always made birthdays a big deal," the Sister Wives patriarch shares. Interestingly enough, Sister Wives Robyn Brown brings her zodiac up again. "I'm a Libra. We're all about balance and fairness," she explains. She even admits that she lost a lot of sleep over this situation. Another sort of shocking bit of information that Robyn brings up is that she says she doesn't understand the choices that are being made, but she has to respect them. This is interesting because many viewers get the perception that Robyn is calling the shots when it comes to many of the Brown family decisions. Christina Garibaldi doesn't hold back and wants to know if Robyn thinks that the other wives are jealous of her and the time she got to spend with Kody during quarantine. Robyn says, "I've never had them express that to me. I can't really speak for them." However, Kody's fourth wife acknowledges that she's sure that it was hard to seemingly justify everything. She says, at the same time they were making decisions that they were comfortable with, as far as like traveling and having people in the home to make it so that Kody can't go see them. This almost sounds like a dig at Janelle and what went on with Gabriel and Garrison. Ultimately, it seems that Robyn's decision process is centered around her children. She shares that she had to do what she could so her little kids could see him. Sister Wives star Meri Brown is going through a rough patch right now. Not only is her marriage to Kody Brown on the rocks, but she has also recently lost her dear mother, Bonnie. Now, a close friend of Robyn Brown has opened up about Meri's distance from Kody and the family. In fact, Kendra Pollard-Para says no one in the family is close to Kody's first wife. No one is close to Sister Wives star Meri Brown. While Meri, 50, has said she hasn't given up on her marriage to Kody, 52, she lives in a separate world from the rest of the Brown family. Kendra Pollard-Para, a close friend of Robyn, opened up about Kody's first wife, saying that no one is close to her. Moreover, Kendra told Us Weekly that the only reason fans are seeing Meri is that she is on a contract with TLC. Kendra continued, saying Meri has been out of the picture, and no one is close to her. Meri has her own world, her own circle of friends, said the family friend. However, Kendra says she doesn't even live by the moral code of her faith. She said Meri is very open and honest about it and doesn't hide it. There's no secrets out there. She doesn't care. She's an open book, she added. Meri remains optimistic. Despite all the drama on the TLC reality show, including the current storyline in the COVID-19 pandemic, Meri hasn't given up on her marriage to Kody. Kendra said the only thing she is hanging onto is the fact she loves Kody. She added that Meri hopes they may, at some point, have something others in the family don't have. However, Kendra said that the relationship is long dead, and that Meri created that for herself. Robyn's BFF confirmed that Kody and Meri no longer have much contact with each other. She said they only see each other for filming purposes, or maybe a holiday. In fact, Kendra said over the past year, there has been no relationship at all. Kody doesn't trust Meri and doesn't want to be in a relationship with her. Meri's Sister Wives standing is her own fault. According to Kendra, Meri's current standing with the rest of the family is her own fault. She said she has witnessed her behavior in person. Kendra spoke of Meri's moodiness and hatefulness, but also a deep-rooted jealousy. She said the first Brown wife has no accountability for that. According to Robyn's friend, Meri allows herself to be put on a pedestal. Meanwhile, everyone thinks, poor Meri. However, she said people don't pay attention to how Meri treats people, because the TLC show doesn't reveal it all. Kendra implied that Meri doesn't let certain things be filmed. In fact, she said Meri will say things like, "Sorry, I'm not doing that," which makes things harder for the whole family. Sister Wives star Kody Brown is in his glory over another season of his TLC series about to roll out. But it looks like several things he held dear in his life have dried up and almost shriveled away. In a little more than a month, the curtain will go up on season 17. So, how will he fare after all the water spilled over the dam in the last few seasons? Sister Wives, Kody Brown's waterfront property. Kody Brown, as well as his wives, touched on something a while back on the show. But as soon as it came up, they seemed to drop it like a hot potato. Because it had to do with the building lots, it is bound to surface again. The Sister Wives patriarch said recently that things are happening at Coyote Pass. So, it looks like there's some movement over the building of the houses. Kody said this on one of the videos he makes for fans. He also panned the camera around to show some of the work underway. But as the wives and Kody decided on who got what plot of land, something came up. That was the pond and who would get the waterfront property it was on. Waterfront property is quite an exaggeration. The pond is nothing more than a drainage ditch that fills up after a good soaking rain. But when the rainwater dries up, it turns into just a pit. But still, they discussed who will get that parcel of land. Then the trouble started. Kody gathers up the deeds. Christine Brown is now officially out of the Sister Wives plural marriage. That is one thing he will face this season that's dried up, his marriage to her. So, since she left, her lot went back to Kody. But it wasn't just handed over. Christine's son, Peyton Brown, said that Kody purchased the land back from his mother. So, maybe it wasn't a coincidence that Robyn Brown and Kody took out a loan around the same time. Reports indicate they applied for a loan using the home they live in now as collateral. It's not known how much he paid Christine. But according to Peyton, his mom has no more holdings on Coyote Pass. So that leaves Kody Brown and 3 of his wives with one parcel of land that holds a pond. The turmoil over that pond seemed to unearth something about Meri Brown for the other wives. It was fleeting but sounded a bit sinister at the time. So, will this finally surface when fans learn who got the drainage ditch on their property after all? Sister Wives, don't give Meri Brown the pond property. The property that holds the dried up pond seemed to dry up the generosity between the wives as well. At one point the wives didn't seem to care who built their house on the plot that holds the rain ditch. The last thing the viewers heard was Kody thinking about building his very own house on that land. But then it came down to the other women making sure that Meri Brown didn't get the property. Kody didn't address this and it seemed swept under the rug at the time. So, the worry was that Meri might not let the pond be accessible. They became concerned that she might keep it from the rest of the Sister Wives family. That is if she owned that property. What is it about Meri? This gave the fans a hint of what the other wives thought of Meri as a neighbor. Meri is an empty nester, but the other wives have younger kids who might want to use the pond when it fills up. But it seems they thought Meri would act as a gatekeeper if her house was on the pond property. Years ago, Meri stopped Christine Brown and Janelle Brown from using her apartment as a thoroughfare. But that was back before the days of Robyn Brown. Meri's apartment in the One Big Utah home was the only inside connection for Janelle and Christine. Without going through Meri's place, they'd have to go outside to visit one another. Plus, their kids were always going back and forth. But Meri put a stop to it, so the kids had to go outside to get from one side of the house to the other. This caused some angst among them years back. Still, Kody didn't address the wives' concerns on the show about the pond. So, it may be interesting to see if that comes up again as Coyote Pass progresses in season 17. Sister Wives star Meri Brown said she is not one to spill the tea this week. But she made an exception after learning something about their new season on TLC. Meri said that she finds this discovery rather awkward. So, she breaks her usual rule on her Fridays with Friends show to talk about their next season to roll out. Sister Wives. News rubs Meri Brown the wrong way. Meri Brown is pretty adamant that she has a hard time talking about the new season. The original Sister Wives matriarch also reminded her followers how she starts every new episode of her Fridays with Friends with a disclaimer. She tells her fans who tune in every week the same thing. That's if they're looking for any type of news on the family's show, then they're in the wrong place. But this week she made the exception. Meri talked about the new season with her BFF Jen Sullivan. A few things came out of the conversation about her Sister Wives show. It was surprising how some people didn't seem to understand what she was talking about. Meri mixes it up with Jen Sullivan. Meri Brown is online with her best friend Jen Sullivan most Friday nights. She acts as a co-host for the chat fest they share with the Sister Wives stars followers. The first wife of Kody Brown might not talk about their TLC show, but something about the family usually slips in each week. So, it seems she tries to keep within her disclaimer of offering nothing of substance on her Friday chit-chat. But with season 17 rolling out in a little over a month, there's something about the TLC announcement that curled Meri Brown's toes. When she mentioned this, it seems fans questioned her about why she felt awkward about the new Sister Wives rollout date. Sister Wives, not excited about start date. So, Meri Brown is not excited about telling people that season 17 rolls out on 9/11. It is a date that signifies one of the most horrendous acts of evil ever to occur on American soil. It's a Sunday night that the Sister Wives premiere happens to fall on. Still, Meri having to say she's excited about 9/11 rubs her the wrong way. So instead, the first wife of the Brown clan resigns herself to say, "It is what it is." But it still doesn't make it any easier for Meri. Something else came out of this talk about the 9/11 premiere. Some of Meri Brown's fans didn't make the connection. As this Friday night chit-chat session goes on, Meri and Jen answer questions from fans. The people watching write their comments and questions the friends gab. It was odd to see how some Sister Wives followers didn't seem to make the connection that Meri talked about. They seem to think of it as only the 11th day of September. But not for Meri. The date seemed to rattle her just a bit. With 52 other Sunday nights in the year that come and go, she seemed perplexed that TLC picked this one. And now that Meri Brown promotes the show, she finds it uncomfortable to show excitement around that date. But as far as another season, this reality star seems happy about it. Thanks for watching this video. What do you think about this video? Told on comment box and subscribe our channel.